some things on my chest I need to get off my chest. It is really about this pastor and the father of my child. Well, first I'm going to start with this. It was a dream that I had when I was going at the church. And in the dream, I was outside and I looked up in the sky. And the sun literally was about to explode and burst into flames. And I remember I looked on my right and I see the father of my child. Look on my left, I see the pastor. And I remember we just ran in the church so fast. So fast. So, me also being able to interpret dreams. That dream was telling me something is not right in the church. Some secrets is going on, but God was also telling me I need to stay in the church in order to keep the ongoing updates so that something can be done, so he can work through me for the betterment of myself, my family, and that church. So, okay, to make a long story short, I met this pastor. He was everything to us at that time. Have you ever felt like you had everything you ever wanted? And then it just all disappears. Just like that. I've had a lot of those cases. Case scenario. Pastor was everything to us. He paid for everything. Hotels, diapers. He used to take us out to eat at all the restaurants every weekend, almost every day. Almost every weekend. We was with him every day. We went with him everywhere. Everywhere. We went with him to his house. We went with him to the Hope Center for him to pick up more food. He called himself trying to give us jobs in the church, but I think he didn't want to pay us because he felt like we was already sleeping in the church. He had bought beds for us to sleep in the church so we could be comfortable. It was locks on the door that we slept in, the room that we slept in. It was locks on that door. So, I'm homeless. I'm in the streets. This was like right after I called my dad, and he was like, "You ain't got a job, so you can't stay with me." So anyway, sorry, Dad, I wasn't trying to put you in on it, but anyway, it still happened to me. But anyway, so I'm thinking everything good. I'm thinking this is my time. This is my year. This is my day. This is my month. It's my time. Boy, the stuff I went through at this church, the stuff I seen and witnessed at this church brings chills down my spine every time I think about it. I tell you. And I'm still in love with the father of my child even after this. So something not right about me lets you know what mental illness can do to you. So anyway, to make a long story short, I'm trying to make it short as possible. The father went up in the church. He claimed he was going for me and his daughter. He was trying to make something happen. All the vibes that I got was he was doing it for himself. That was the vibes I got. And the reason why I say that is because he fought the pastor in the church. Something like that. It didn't have nothing to do with me. For no reason, he fought that pastor, and I still, to this day, don't know why. The pastor still don't even tell me why. He just try to discredit the father and make it seem like he's an angry black man or something. And then he still tries to make me suffer because of what Father My Child did. After I apologized, after I showed up to that church numerous of times, is there anything I can do for you? I'm serious. I wanted to make things right because that scared me as well as the pastor at the same time. But one thing I do know is something wasn't right. Because I felt something wasn't right. I felt like it was a witch in the church. I actually felt it. And then there's proof right here. It was a woman that came in the church. She actually just walked in the church and she said she was running away from her abusive husband. She said he was trying to kill her and their son. She pointed at the pastor. She said, "Do you know who the witch is in the church?" She pointed at him. She said, "Do you know who the witch is in the church?" And I looked, and there he was looking over there at us. He was looking dead over there at us with this evil look. Like, oh, they're talking about me. Oh. And he always had these body languages that let you know something wasn't right about him even now. It was something that he was hiding in his past. Maybe his present he was hiding. Every single time the pastor would talk to the Father of My Child right in front of me, he would talk like I'm not even there, but he would be talking about me and him. But he'd be talking like I'm not even there. So what do you think that is? I know what it is. When a man is sarcastic towards a woman in front of her, but sitting here, nigga, and all that to the baby daddy, or to the boyfriend, or to the significant other, what do you think that is? We all know what that is. That's called being gay. That's what that's called. And it's called jealousy. And that's called being envious of me. What else would that be? He wanted what I have. He wants what I have. He wants what's mine. And he wanted power over that. So that's why he started spending money on me and the Father in front of each other. He's spending money on us. Then he would buy these hotel rooms for me and Amila. Then he would grab the Father and be like, "Come with me." The Father, My Child, would tell me. He said, yeah, he wanted power over him. He wanted him to do whatever it took for him to get that power. He wanted the Father, My Child, to surrender to his will. The reason why I'm starting to talk about it now is because it's 2021 and I had decided to reach out to the pastor to see was he going to keep his word. He said he was going to give us housing. Now, remember, I was literally with them every day. I would leave the hotel and go up to the church. That's how serious it was, because I felt like something wasn't right. You know, there was a girl at the church. The father of her child is at the church. The child is at the church and everything. And she pulled me aside. We used to talk to each other times. She always used to do my daughter's hair. She used to tell me the texts that was in her phone. Now I'm sitting there giving my sources. She used to tell me the texts that she would come across in the father of her child's phone. She said it was one from the pastor. She said the text stated, "Be ready with your pants down." And then she said her baby daddy said, "You still got that for me?" Like, this has been going on for quite some time. She said they've been in that church for about 8 years. 8 years of this pastor having his way. with the congregation and manipulation. Just not with little boys, but yeah, they have been affected in their life where they probably haven't grown up. So he's still taking advantage of human beings. Still not right. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Now that my child's locked up, and it says I still don't know what it's about. He don't call me. So the reason why he don't call me is what God told me. He still feels guilty. He still feels bad how he treated me. And he was abusive at that time too. I remember he was trying to pull my mom's door off the hinges one time. We had to call the police on that. He was there for about 6 months. He had an anger problem. But guess what? There's a plot twist to all of this. You know, the pastor and the father of my child is still talking to each other, even after he fought him in the church. In front of me, I seen him pin up that pastor on the wall. He just pinned him up on the wall. But they still talk to each other. But guess what? I'm out of the Lord. Just think about that for a minute. I'm out of it. They don't even have nothing to do with me. So what do you think that's all about? Do you think the father of my child threw me under the bus just for him to have his? Most likely. You know how it is. Especially in this world with all these gay men trying to turn straight men gay for power over the family. So the reason why I'm telling the story is to remind people out here what world we're living in today. It's a power structure over our men. And, you know, the men, they feel like they got to do whatever they feel like they got to do, even if it is stupid, to have some money in their pocket or to have some power themselves, to have people talking for them, you know. I mean, I do understand feeling alone and you like, I got to find my family to raise this child in me. I get that. You know, and I'm positive that majority of these men that signed up to get the money, they didn't know that they had to do all these things. But you know how that stuff go. The devil's going to always lie to you. He's not going to ever let you in, make you part of his family. He don't have no family. All he has is his own self-burden in hell for eternity. Only power he has is to try to make you think that he has power. He has no power. The only power the devil has on this God-green earth is to manipulate you and make you think that he has power based on fear, unforgiveness. Those are his tools that he uses. Lies, stealing, pride, gossip, reputation mess up, trying to come for people's reputation. This is the only way even the people in the entertainment industry gets done. This is how it is. Either you're going to walk with the enemy and still be talked about, still be cursed, or you're going to decide to be the head and not the tail and start all over again, which is what I've been doing my whole life, by myself, because I don't have no support, because everybody is in a clique, everybody's in a gang already. They like, hey, it sucks to be you. I'm happy with myself. I'm good with my pants and my shirt. And the Bible say, don't fret over evildoers. So I have nothing to fear. God is here. But I have to tell my story because I'll be damned if somebody try to discredit me and put my name as something that I'm not or something that I don't practice. I'm strictly declare. I don't mess around. So I was watching a Sunday service of the pastor, and he was sitting there talking so heavy about the father of my child. I knew it was not business, it was personal. So you already know what that's about. Need I say more? And guess what? I still am in love with the father of my I said the father of my with the father of my child. And if that pastor will find out that he's not who he really is, who he say he is, who his body language say he is, who is running away from what's unfinished business. When you see somebody running away from unfinished business, it's like he hiding something. He hiding something. That's in my heart. I feel it so strongly. He's hiding something. And he said, during the church service, this is what he said. Yeah, I knew a guy some years back. He brought his family into the church. He's talking about me and my child. Talking about the father of my child. And he said that he would just leave them there. And he would go out into the streets and mess around with his other women and his other men. This is what he said. So I said, no, this motherfucker not. Excuse my French. No, this motherfucker not trying to make me think. Trying to make me believe that I would ever have a child with a gay guy or a bisexual guy, or to make him trying to discredit me, make me think that I don't know how to pick guys that bad. I know sometimes we always, as good girls, always like bad boys, but that's understandable. It comes with the territory. But for him to try to discredit the father of my child and me and try to make it seem like this is how we roll, this is how we live our life, it's trying to get over on people through power. What power do I have staying with my mother? What power does he have staying with his mother? We both stay with our mother. What it was is he knew we needed him. He knew we trusted in him. He knew that we liked him for the way he wanted us to like him. He knew that we liked him for what we saw before we found out the truth. All I know is sometimes I be thinking maybe the father of my child could have been gay, bisexual, maybe, because he did try to go on my butt one time, and I have not ever allowed somebody to do that. It still has not been touched. He was just meddling with it. I don't play around with all that. He was literally like putting his hand. I say, look at him. That's my butt. That's my. You don't touch that. That's not supposed. Matter of fact, isn't that that's like an abomination against the Lord. Just to go look. I don't play around with all that. I know we all ain't sinners and shit, but I don't play around with those real evil sins that you know is wrong before you do it. You do it anyway. I don't play around with all that. I don't live my life stealing, taking things that's not mine. Everything I've ever had in my whole entire life was given to me. I ain't got no money. I ain't going shopping nowhere. If I was an opportunist, like my dad said, opportunist quote, I would have it all. I would have everything. I probably would have got into these programs or these these cliques, these gangs, and sold my soul if I was an opportunist. So I'm not buying that. You can sell it, but I'm not buying it. All I want in this world is what's mine. I don't want nobody else. It's just what's mine. All I want for my kids is just what's theirs. And I really trusted that pastor. I really confided in him. I really thought that he was different. But every single time I would come to him, heart, body, mind, and soul, and I would just come to him and just ask him why. Why did you say you was going to give us housing? You had us going around looking for housing. He had stopped at about 4 different houses. Got out the car. Come on, let's go look at the homes. And that made me feel good. I ain't never got treated like that before. My dad didn't even treat me that good. My brothers didn't even treat me that good. And they got it like that. Well, my brothers, I'm sure, got it like that. They like, I don't care for you like that. You remind me of just like all them other girls that hurt me. That's how they treat me. And I'm just telling it like it is. Still love them though. That's my blood. But enough is enough. If somebody know about this pastor and have any stories of their own, this is the only way. You have to tell your story so that he won't think it's okay. And I'm about to send this to him. I'm going to send this to my daughter's dad's mother. I'm going to send it to Miss Brown, Grandma Brown. I'm going to send it to her. Anybody else who needs it. But, this is another thing. He's still talking to him. I had went to the church, not recently, but probably maybe 8 months ago. And that stuff happened 3-4 years ago. All that stuff. So I went up to the church 8 months ago. And I remember I was getting some food. I was talking to the pastor, and all of a sudden his phone rings. Guess who's on the phone? Yours truly, the father of my child. I heard his voice. He sounded all happy and stuff like, hey, I got away with throwing my baby mother under the bus. Yeah, now I'm getting her blessing as well as man. So he just wanted me to think that I was going through the motions. I got to just be in a positive mood. We're talking about this. The truth will set you free. And I am set free. And I hope you will be too. Grace and peace to you. Love you. Peace to the Middle East. I can't wait for God to come back and judge us. I cannot wait. I want the good and the bad. I just can't wait to know where I stand with the Lord. Glory. Glory. For this beautiful day.